of these horror movies here, pick 3 to keep, and the rest are gone forever, so that's what we're gonna do today. So to get 2 easy eliminations out of the way, get rid of Baghead and get rid of the Boogeyman. It's not even a case of really these are the 2 weakest offered here in today's grid, which they are. Just in general, these are 2 really weak horror movies. I'm like surprised that they're even offered here when the rest of them are so solid. So 2 easy eliminations there. The rest of the grid now is honestly really solid, and they're all horror movies I really like. So picking 3 to keep here is actually a pretty hard task. Alright, so next to go, unfortunately, has to be The Babadook. The Babadook is a movie that's grown on me over time. I used to be not a massive fan of it, but the older I got and the more I understood the messaging and themes of this movie, it's one that's shot up for me over the past handful of years, but still just not a favourite from this grid, so it's got to go. Next up, I'm going to go right for the middle and get rid of Talk to Me. Yes, Talk to Me is a very good horror movie, and this might seem hypocritical of me because on my YouTube channel I actually said it was my favourite horror movie of the year 2023, but let's be honest, I know a lot of people sucked up on the year 2023 in regards of horror, but to be honest guys, it wasn't that good. Yes, there was a handful of good ones, and Talk to Me was probably the best of the bunch, but in regard, you know, comparing it to what else came out that year, it was sort of slim pickings for what else was really that good, so it was sort of number 1 by default. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, that montage scene is extremely good, and it's an extremely dark and depressing movie. I really enjoy it, but as I said, not making the cut today. Get rid of Talk to Me. Next up, I got to get rid of Robert Eggers' The Witch. Now, potentially this could be the best made movie here on this grid. A really immersive, dark, creepy, atmospheric period piece, but for me, it's not one I come back to rewatch very often because of all those reasons. It takes a lot of energy out of you when you're watching this slow burn, very dark, gothic, as I said, period piece horror movie. There's some other ones here on this grid that I prefer to come back and watch, so for me, I got to get rid of The Witch. And now the final movie I'm going to cut Smile. I know potentially a lot of yous would have got rid of Smile a lot earlier, and I know a lot of people are a big fan of the sequel over this one, but I'm a big fan of the OG. As a horror movie fan, not a lot of movies really scare me anymore, but Smile was one that scared me from front to back the first time seeing it. But the reason why I've got to get rid of it now, compared to the other ones, it's maybe technically not as well made of a movie, and then also because I've seen it a handful of times now, that shock and scare has sort of left the movie a little bit for myself, so it's got to be the final movie that I cut from this grid. So the bottom row are the 3 that I'm keeping. First up, you have Barbarian, which is a movie that I find to be equally really scary and also really funny, and it also throws you through a loop because you actually don't know what the movie's about till the halfway mark, where it does a total 180, and I find that to be really fun. You also have Midsummer, which is equally beautiful and depressing and disturbing, and just overall a roller coaster of emotions in one movie. And then finally Hereditary, which is potentially the scariest movie on this list and also well made. So they're the 3 that I'm keeping from this grid.